sounding. Hey, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone, wherever you are joining from. So today, we decided to cover a very different aspect uh, of technology, which is technology in personal lives, right? So when you talk of digital transformation, it is about taking an organization, bringing technology inside and completely changing the ways of working, existing ways of working. And that unlocks other possibilities. Now, I think the most basic expectation that we have from technology whenever we talk about it in any context is to improve productivity. However, when I look around myself, I see people using technology only about 10 to 20% of the capability that the tools have. But I would want to go much deeper than that, which is like what is our own. I can say, how do we look at our own time and how do we optimize it? In different ways. Like for example, and then we will cover a lot of them, right from some basic tasks. Like for example, probably each one of us gives out our mobile number or email ID at least 3 to 5 times a day, right? Now, those are like some small snippets of time which is taken away from you. Can you optimize that? That's the topic of personal master data management, as I call it, right? Then to unlocking the possibility of, for example, using Chat GPT to get a complete document written for you. Just to give you an example, in our golfing association, we had to write a contract with someone. Um, I think they also don't know so much about the intricacies of the contract, so they gave a one-page contract with some 10 bullet points, and I was like, no, this is not enough. And I went to Chat GPT and I asked it to generate an agreement for me with the type of company that it was, and cover these possibilities, right? And then it gave me. If I would have personally written it, it would have taken me at least 1 hour, and I kind of got it done in like 10-15 minutes. Okay, so so we are talking of a range of possibilities here. So what's the whole idea? Today I think the one thing that we all are stretched for is time, right? We all want to become more efficient. We all want to optimize our time, and without really overloading ourselves with a lot of complex tools. And that's what today's session is all about. Here We'll, as always, start from the basic principles, okay, of how do you look at your time, where all it gets sucked away from you, and how can you optimize it. Of course, it's a huge area. We can't cover everything, but we will see what we can cover. And as your questions come in, if there are completely different dimensions of what we are trying to cover today, we'll probably take them into another very specific and focused clarity chat. Okay, and of course, please ask your questions. I'm sure each one of us have some or the other hacks or insights that we use in improving our own, use of technology or productivity. Do please feel free to share, and if you want to come on the chat itself and show us what you have, you're welcome to do that as well, right? Okay, so before I go forward, I generally used to feel alone, but no longer. I at least have some company here. Um, so let me request every one of you to share your name and where you're joining from, so that we know what kind of interest is there in the topic. So we have. Let me start with some people who are already here, who have already sent in some comments. So we have Divya here, Divya Shlokam. Great to be back here as an audience. I adore your consistency and great to add value to tech community, Jagdish. Hey Divya, I mean, I follow you and I've learned a lot from you. You've been a mentor, and it's so delightful to have you with us here. Thank you for joining us. As always, Sumit sends his hi to everyone. And we have Randy Logistics joining us from Cameroon. Hey, thank you for joining us. You've been a very consistent audience here. Oh, wow. It's already come in. So Divya says, I'm thankful to you for mentoring my teams consistently on using tech and other great tools to improve productivity in the initial days of my former startup. Yeah, Divya, I think technology, when looked at in the right way, can transform not only personal productivity but also team productivity. And maybe we will take this up some other time, but productivity of the entire team and how to improve collaboration, how to reduce friction, how to have very very lucid processes. That's been another area which I'm fortunate to have personally, I would say, configured for my own team of about 4 5 people. um, with minimum movement of documents across the network. It's only the links that fly across the network. So maybe we'll take it up at some other day, or if we get time, we'll cover it today itself. So we have Sats here from Texas. Hey, Sats. Good morning. Thankfully, I hope your time has moved forward. The daylight saving has come in, so I hope it's a little easier for you. And then we have Dr. Manish Unithan, dermatologist into innovation and research from Pune. Hey, Dr. Manish, thank you for joining us. So nice to have someone from the medical fraternity here. Okay, so as I said, guys, if you have any hacks of your own on how you improve your productivity, please do share with us. But let's start with the basics first. Let me tell you a story of my own tryst with digital productivity. Okay, so I used to be pretty good in writing documents, and I'm talking of late 90s, just when around the time the new millennium was dawning on us. So this is 1999, and most of the work we used to do, even on the computers, was largely typing out something or some spreadsheets, etc. Now I was in Tata Motors Lucknow plant, and the first time I experienced a connected computer, right? So we used to have computers which would which would just connect with the modem. It will take a minute or two to connect, and then it will be very slow. But here we had a proper network, and a computer which is already connected. And it's the first time I discovered Google. You won't believe. This was, I think, 99 when I first discovered Google in a sort of speedy way. Okay. And I was given a computer. So I used to type my reports, but I, of course, being on training, I did have a lot of time. I used Google for my research for my project. But then, as I was trying to see, like, hey, what is this new toy that has been given to me? I realized that this is what is going to drive the world. And this is, remember, before mobile phones. And then I said, if I have to leverage this in the most efficient and effective manner, I mean, what is it that I need? Because I need to change something. And my answer was learn typing. Okay. So I said, my speed on a computer is going to depend on how fast I can type. So, well, I Googled, I found a software called tt.exe. It was a DOS-based software. So it had sort of that black and white kind of interface, but very, very effective. You load the disk, and then, well, it was not the disk. Sorry, I'm going a little bit back. I mean, you just load the program, and then this interface comes, and it starts, with the ASDF key, and one by one, key by key, it kind of gets your fingers, set on certain keys in some way. And then the thing was that, and that's the power of software. It had a gamified interface where these letters will start slowly falling down, and you have to type that letter before it falls to the bottom of the screen. And then, and that's how your speed on a particular key increased. Then, with the same set of letters, it would create different words. Like, for example, if you take ASDF, it will create sad, it will create fad, it will create fast, etc., etc. And then you have to, like, then type it in that sequence to kill that, to shoot that word, and then go ahead. So, yeah, I mean, I just played around with it maybe about half an hour to 1 hour every day in the evening once my work was done. And today I have, I would say, a fair enough typing speed. So let me give you a demo of that. Let me do a little bit of posting here. Right. What happened? What happened? So okay, so I hope you saw what I typed here. You can see here is how fast I can type. Typing is the most important productivity and efficiency improvement gift you can give yourself. And surprisingly, whatever you learn on a computer keyboard, that automatically transfers to your mobile keyboard also. Even though you are typing with two thumbs, you intuitively know, hey, where is the relative location of these letters on the keyboard, and so yeah, it takes only about half an hour to an hour every day, even if you do it for 15 to 20 minutes. So let me also direct you to some resources here that we have. Uh, where is that? Okay. Was that typing.com, I believe? So typing.com is one such site. There are many typing tutors. I think typing tutors have been one of the oldest categories of software, because I told you one such existed in 1999. So if you see here, it says, okay, what happened? Start typing today, beginner, if I say advanced, okay. So skill builder, and okay, let me see. I think this is a test for me actually. Okay. Okay, so even I'm not perfect, but you can see this is the interface for an advanced one like me. Even I can improve my skills, but it has got like some basic ones where you can actually go to. You can start with like the beginner one where it starts with the basics of starting with ASDF. What are the different keys, and then like take you through a gamified interface. Okay, so this is this is the first and the most important one for you. Learn typing, right? There are some other typing tools. I'm asking my team to put those typing tutor URLs for you here. Uh, but yeah, any questions on this one, or any questions that it triggers in your mind? Please go ahead and ask. Meanwhile, let me bring in a comment from Divya. She echoes the sentiment. She says, "Yeah, I remember when I was 17, I learned typing. That increased my speed of finishing my tasks. It goes a long way to learn those skills." Absolutely, absolutely, Divya. I mean, these are some basic skills. And here, Soman says hi. But yeah, just finishing Divya's thought. Yeah, Divya, absolutely agree. These are some basic skills, which have a very, very wide impact on your life, right? Okay, so now let's come to the interesting part of our session, which is what I call as personal master data management. Okay. Okay, before I go there, I have Linga here who says he's my classmate. Hey, hi Linga, thanks for joining. Says I learned typing and got a junior certification just after my 10th standard. At that point, I had no idea how useful it was going to be. In engineering college, my seniors in final year would reach out to me to type their huge project reports that were going to be last minute submissions. Yeah, absolutely. Linga, one of the ways I have leveraged the gift of typing is taking notes. Okay, so I take some really detailed bulleted notes. And now that ChatGPT is here, I'm able to actually leverage that more effectively, because all these short, I would say very brief notes that I take, I just put it on ChatGPT and say, develop a mom out of it, develop a candidate profile out of it, develop a sort of meeting notes out of it with actions, information, etc., and it is able to do that. But I think at the basis of it, it still remains the gift of typing, because I wouldn't be able to feed all these notes to ChatGPT if I didn't have if I couldn't type it out already, right? Hey, thanks, Linga, and that was really fun. So yeah, sometimes guys, it pays not to tell people that you know typing, because it may get you additional work like it got to Linga. Okay, so now let's come to the second section of our session, which is personal master data management. Okay, now all of us know the enterprise master data management, the employee master, the material master, the text masters, the inventory masters, product masters, etc. But we all carry a lot of our master data as well. So your right, starting from your name, your email ID, your mobile number, your Aadhaar number, your PAN number, your address, name it. There's a ton of master data that we all have, right? And what do we do? How do we manage it? Master data means it keeps getting asked again and again. It keeps getting used again and again. So you're filling up a form, you need the master data. You are applying somewhere, you need it. You want to, I mean, um, you will give your mobile number to people at least 2-3 times a day. You will give your email ID to people at least 3-4 times a day. So how do we manage it? I mean, we all keep typing it, and these are like those atomic leakage points for your time that are always there. So let me again share my screen with you, and let me show you how I do it. Okay. So tell me if you can see my screen. Okay. Let me increase the size here. Okay, this is the maximum size. Okay. So let's say I want to. Somebody asked me my GST number. I raise an invoice or to my customer, and somebody asked my GST number. All I do is I type JGST, and you see what appears here. That's my GST number. That's your personal master data shortcuts. I will show you how it is done. Now let us say somebody asked me my registered office address, okay, and I've put it as M Thikana, okay, which is my Mumbai Thikana. So this is my Mumbai address. Voila. Now I would have spent, if not at least 10 seconds typing it, and I've just saved my 10 seconds. Okay, so let's take some other um, some other use cases also here. Um, so let's say many times on LinkedIn and elsewhere, I have to give my email address. So all I do is JBML, and here is my email address. Sometimes I have to give my colleague's emails address. So I have to, whenever I have to tell somebody send it to Vinay's email, I just type VNML, and this is Vinay's email address. I say SMML, and here comes Sumit's mail address. So I have everyone's email addresses saved as keyboard shortcuts, right? Okay, so what else can you do here? For example, yeah, LinkedIn is another one. Many of us don't remember our LinkedIn IDs. So I have saved my LinkedIn URL as LNKD, okay, and this gives you my LinkedIn. So just imagine, now start thinking about how many times a day you are giving away this data, and how many seconds by seconds it is taking away that your seconds, and how much can you save because of that. Sometimes it can be also used to take complex things which you may not remember at all. Like for example, I have my YouTube channel, and I don't remember those complex characters that YouTube puts on that. All I have done is I have just set it up as JCB YTP. Right? This is JCB YouTube. Oh, what happened? Oh, this was just JYTP. Just 4 letters, and I get a fairly complex, you know, URL out there, which is my channel. So this can work for anything. It can, you have a favorite album, and you want to give away the URL of that, you can do that. You can take it further. Like for example, I have some message shortcuts, right? So whenever I'm rushing somewhere, I just type. Let me show you again. I just type OMW, and it comes on my way. Okay. So then let's say one of the other things we do all the time is wish um, people happy birthday. So I have this simple thing called, I just type, let me type again. I just type HBD and it tells me. Now I still have to do some work, dear so and then I have to add some personalized message. But the basics of what you wish on a birthday, which is many, many happy returns of the day, happy birthday, it just types it automatically for you, right? Nowadays, a lot of times we give away our UPI ID to people to make payments. And here is my UPI ID. I just type pay up and it gives me UPI ID. By the way, if you want to note it down, please note it down. If you want to send me some money home for teaching you this, I will welcome it. Don't worry. I'm just joking, guys. Okay. Okay. So now, how do you set it up? Let me see if I got my password here. Okay. Um, so I mean, we'll put these instructions out there, Sumit. If you can put that. So in all the mobile phones, you have something called, you go to General, Keyboard, and there is text shortcuts. I can probably show it to you on my mobile. So here you go. Oh, I have a blurred background. Sorry, guys, I couldn't connect my mobile to this studio. So on an iPhone, it is in General. You go to Settings, General, and you go to Keyboard. Sumit, please start noting down these. Uh, Settings, General, Keyboard, and you have something called Text Replacement, right? Now, when you click a plus button here, it asks you for a phrase and a shortcut. So the phrase will be like, for example, your address, and shortcut will be like, my whatever those four-letter acronym you want to put there. Okay, and that's how you set it up. I think it's something similar in Android. Um, well, if anyone is using this thing, or if you can hack it in Android and put a comment here that this is how you do it in Android, that will be most welcome. I haven't used an Android phone for a long time, but I have seen that this exists in Android. Someone showed me, so this does exist in Android. Okay. So this is your personal master data management. So meanwhile, guys, any questions so far, or any of your own sharings of your experiences? Please do share. Meanwhile, I see Linga has resonated my thought. He says that absolutely, even now it helps me take notes in meetings and when I interview candidates. So yes, absolutely, Linga, I do the same thing. But I don't know if you have tried, Chat GPT. You just put those notes on Chat GPT and say, develop a candidate brief, and it does it for you. Okay, I'll show that a little later. But now let's, since I don't see any questions, let me continue. Okay. Um, so there are some other tools, like for example, converting voice to text. Now again, a lot of times, we want to either, we want to record something and then we want to convert it to text and then edit it out. So there are some tools like Otter.ai, which you can try. Let me see if I have it here. Yeah. Okay, let me share my screen again. So this is Otter.ai. What it does is you can actually Let me just take you through this. So there is a basic version of it. You can get started. You can do a social sign in using Google. So you can sign in through Google, and then you can start uploading your you can record your conversation. You now it also allows you to connect it to your meetings, and then it can take notes of your meetings. But I just wanted to show you the quality of these because these are AI driven tools. The quality of their quality can be very good, and Otter is something that that we have used, and it has been pretty good actually, right? So if I remember correctly, there used to be some sort of a replacement earlier where if you say
conundrum that everyone wants to be a boss, but it's the bosses that get criticized the most. So, I mean, how do you look at working effectively with bosses? So, I use a very small framework which is empathy. So, empathize with your employees, with your subordinates, as well as with
yeah. So you see, it takes you word by word. It takes you through the notes, and which you can
empathize with your employees.
You can
with your
start anywhere
to do or what you expect to do. So, to those differences, and can we bring empathy to? Is that you're looking at everyone as a human being. Everyone has strengths, weaknesses, pressures.
Yeah. So you can actually go back to any section. You can and you can actually edit out these notes. And so how we used to use it is to is to convert my short video bytes into notes on Otter.ai, then copy and plug them back into those into the subtext on the video. So that's another one, pretty powerful one. Okay. Um, so let me now go on to my recent favorite productivity hack, which is actually Chat GPT, right? So let me take that use case, which I and Linga were talking about here, which is let me just open a session, okay? Okay. So let me again go to my notes. I don't know what's the problem here. Okay, maybe I can show you on directly on ChatGPT itself my experiments. Uh, okay, yeah. Okay, so this was this was a tournament announcement. So we just put together something, and then we said, okay, please rewrite this tournament announcement in a light, delightful manner that should motivate more and more people to participate. Now these are prompts, so you can write something. You can ask it to write something seriously. You can ask it to write something in a light manner. Okay. Okay. And well, so this is what it wrote here. Are you a golf enthusiast looking for a chance to show off your skills and meet your new friends? Taking place on so and so, da da da. You can read it, but actually, I wanted to show you something interesting. Okay. Yeah. So, no. Okay. So this is an interesting one, and I wouldn't want you guys to look too much into it. So I recently underwent a Hogan assessment, which basically, like, and then I was talking to my coach about this. So I just took some, like, very very high level notes with those, bulleted notes, and then I asked it a question. I said, based on the notes, I asked it a question. I said, "You are an expert Hogan assessor." I had an insightful discussion with my coach on my Hogan personality assessment. I took some rough notes here. Please organize these notes for me and use your Hogan expertise to find some cross-connecting insights for me. Where you are not clear, do ask me follow-up questions. So it actually organized the whole thing uh, uh, into a very small one. And then I said, "Can you be more detailed, please, and give me and go beyond rewriting the notes in a different way? I'm missing your expertise." And then look at it like, how nicely it put. So here is the thing that, this is a completely new dimension of productivity where you put something in bulleted notes, and it completely rewrites it. It completely organizes those notes. So what I do nowadays is, I take my meeting notes and I ask it to develop a minutes of meeting. It basically says, who are the participants, actions, etc., etc., etc. Right? So it is able to do it. Do it for me. I am not able to open my notes. Otherwise, I could have shown you a live demo here. Let me see. I quit notes and bring it up again. Oh no. Oh no. Ah, okay. It has come now. Yeah. Let me see. This is just. Let me unshare my screen, guys. This is getting uncomfortable. Let me bring it up, and then I'll show you. Okay. Okay. Here it is. So what I'm showing you here is, like, we had a quick committee meeting of our golf association, and this is, a bulleted notes that I took during the meeting. And what I do is, like, I copy it here, and I go to ChatGPT. Where are you? Yeah. So I go to a new chat here, and I say, please convert these bulleted notes into minutes of meeting. Now you see, okay? Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, stop generating. I didn't actually put my notes there. So it is able to invent itself, by itself, it is able to invent what kind of things would be there in a golf course, Okay, let's see it now. Okay, yeah. Okay, just see the organization and the formatting, right? Minutes of meeting, date, attendees, agenda item, hole in one, agenda two, PGL survey, agenda three, code of ethics, agenda four, clubhouse space, agenda five, Women's Day tournament. Now it has taken, just see the level of detailing it has done on this. Uh, so what I gave it was this, right? This particular one, and what it gave me is a fairly 90% to my expectations, minutes of meeting. Now you can do this. So now again, we are still discovering the limits of this technology, but here is what I do. I just ask a question without really expecting an answer, but then 99% of the time it is able to surprise me with an answer. So I'll give you this funny one, okay? And maybe I can share my screen again with you. So I was talking to as talking to one of my mentees um, who was planning to install a statue in her office, and she asked me, "Sir, how should I install a Ganesha statue in my office?" Okay, let me see if it comes. Yeah, it's coming. Okay. Okay. So, so this is what we did. I said, okay. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Vastu expert or any kind of expert in that sense in terms of how to place the statue. But let's just ask ChatGPT. So I gave it a prompt that you're a renowned Vastu expert. A client wants to install Ganesha statue on the entrance of her office in her IT services company. Which material should she use for the statue? So it actually assumed the role of a Vastu expert and says, as a Vastu expert, I would suggest using Ganesha statue made of natural materials such as clay or stone. These are considered to have positive energy and are believed to bring good luck and prosperity. Okay. So you can put any hat on top of ChatGPT. It says, in contrast, using a Ganesha statue made of synthetic materials as plastic or resin is generally discouraged. Okay, these materials are believed to have negative energy. It is also important to place the statue in the correct direction as per Vastu guidelines. The statue should face inwards towards the inside of the office, and the trunk of Ganesha should be towards the right hand side. This is believed to bring positive energy and success to the business. Okay, and then I asked it a follow up question: would marble be a good choice, or should I go for terracotta or metal? It says marble is also a good choice as it is natural material and believed to have positive energy. It's also durable and long lasting. Okay. Terracotta is a good choice. It says metal is an option, but it is important to choose a metal that is not associated with negative energies according to Vastu. Bronze is a good metal, while iron is not. So, well, we didn't know whether it would answer it or not, but we just asked it a question, and it answered it as an expert. Okay. So, um, so these are I would say that this particular one takes your productivity to a completely higher level. Um, so let me, I don't have too many other things on my plate today. And let us just spend some more time on answering your questions or just reading out what you have put here. But just to summarize, What we covered so far here. So the first thing is it starts with is it's a digital age. Your interface with technology is going to be your keystrokes. It's your keyboard, right? So learn typing, and you will see your productivity skyrocket. And learning typing, even if you're doing it on a laptop, does still help you when you're working on your mobile. I'm talking from my personal experience, right? The second one we talked about is like, master data management, which is data that you have to, anything that you have to repeatedly, fill in, just convert them into text shortcuts. There are Android text shortcuts. There are in iOS, there are text shortcuts. You can find them. You can easily find them. You can easily Google them and start setting up anything that you are expected to fill more than once. Just go and create a four or five kind of letter shortcut to it, and you will see that how efficient it makes you. Like for example, earlier till the time I had set up my YouTube shortcut, I actually used to go to my Google account, go to my YouTube channel there, and then copy that and then give it. Now, just by setting up that shortcut, I'm saving at least 20 seconds. Okay. Similarly, my LinkedIn ID, etc., etc. So that's the second thing. Master data management. Anything that you are repeating again and again, giving away to people more than once, just put a shortcut and see how fast and how easy it becomes for you, and you don't need to remember stuff. And then the third thing that we discussed was uh, was the AI starting to help you as a white collar person, white collar professional. Starting with, like, we just showed you that Otter.ai, which converts text into notes, voice into text, voice or videos into text. But I think then we also talked about ChatGPT, how the rough notes can be converted into proper minutes of meeting, how the notes that you take during interviews can be converted into candidate profiles. By the way, that's a slightly that involves a bit of private data, so I did not show you. But I have used that. I just keep taking notes as people are typing when I'm taking an interview. And I just feed those notes. By the way, I took an interview today and I'm going to do this. I'm just going to take these notes, put them into ChatGPT, and ask it to generate a candidate profile for me that I can send to, like, um, to a senior executive, right? So now this has a completely different dimension of unlocking productivity for you. I have used it even to write sections of the contract. I have used it for generating candidate profiles, for generating minutes of meeting. I have used it for validating certain things. Like for example, I was developing a terms of reference, and I just went to it and said, "Hey, what should be there in terms of reference?" And I could actually compare the two. So you can actually use it to benchmark. So anything that you have done or you can actually go and ask ChatGPT, and then it can validate your what you have done, right? So that sort of brings us to sort of the near fag end of our session. Let me bring in. I see a lot of comments here, so let me bring in these comments here. So I have sets saying that I used to maintain personal data in an Excel sheet, but I will definitely try these shortcuts. Oh, you made my day. If this helped you in some way, I'm so happy, Sats. Um, okay, so here is question from Divya. Does Otter.ai help with English meetings? My team uses English a lot during meetings. Divya, I can give you a quick response. Wait, I'll just ask my secretary, okay? So, which voice to text translation tools work best with English? Okay, so you know who I asked, right? I asked ChatGPT. It says Google Keyboard has a built-in voice-to-text feature, Gboard, speech texter, and Dragon dictation. I'll send you those notes, Divya. Okay. Um, Linga is asking few other things that would be interesting to cover. Linga, okay, reading speed, managing our energy as we move to higher roles. Ah, okay. So these are some good questions. So Linga, reading speed, there is already there's quite a bit of it there. If you check out Google, I actually had taken a small course in reading speed, okay, and it really helped me. So let me give you the gist of it while you discover your own, how to read faster. So it says that we read in line, we read as a sequence, so we basically consume word by word. So the first tip was that stop consuming word by word, start consuming in blocks. That means read an entire sentence at once. Okay. And then what happens is that let your mind, just trust your brain to process, look at the entire sentence, look at the next sentence, and don't try to read it. So the second thing that hinders your reading speed is what is called muttering. Okay, muttering is that your lips are also silently moving. Okay, so when I am reading your comment here, I am reading it like reading speed, managing an energy as we move to higher roles. Okay, so I'm reading with my mouth as well as when I'm reading with my eyes. So if you are able to silence your mutters, if you are able to silence your lips, right, your eyes can read much faster. These are just two of them that I remember. It has increased my reading speed, but definitely I don't use that when I'm reading novels, because novels I really want to chew and enjoy, maybe read the same sentence again and again. But yes, as far as business documents are concerned, contracts are concerned, I read by the block, and I completely silence my lips and read. So those are two hacks that work for me. Um, then what was the other one? And managing our energy as we move to higher roles. So Linga, what I have, I mean, everyone always has told me that Jagdish, you have enormous energy, and I tell you where I derive my energy from. So my energy comes from helping others. Okay, so every day, and I can tell you, you'll just see a boost of energy whenever, let's say, you troubleshoot at something for somebody. It gives you a good energy rush. If you if you motivated someone, if so the energy is a function of positivity that you bring to the table. Okay, so if you are thinking of, if somebody made a mistake and you bash him, it will actually drain your own energy. But if you say, hey, don't worry, shit happens, everyone makes mistake, tell me how you're going to make up for it. Okay, and then you basically help him overcome that, or give him some ideas to kind of mend whatever damage has been done. You will find that it gives you a different energy. Now I think, again, let me go back to my favorite topic of the difference between leaders and managers. You will always find that the managers who are trying to cut down their team members, or who are always trying to be on top, they are using a lot of their energy in suppressing things, in controlling things, whereas the leaders, they are actually trying to bring out the best in others, and they are contributing to, they are being the catalyst, right? And a catalyst can never go cold, right? A catalyst will always be warm when the reactions are happening around. So I mean, that would be my tip. That's how I look at it. I'm always trying to contribute, I'm always trying to remain positive, even when people mess up. Maybe I would fire Vinay once in a while, but then I'll say, hey, not to worry. I hope you don't mind. I'll say sorry also after that, and so on. Like, so just be positive, um, energize others, and when you energize others, you actually get a lot of energy yourself, right? So Nitin here is saying, I use meeting notes feature a lot in MS Teams. It's quite useful, especially in recurring meetings. Uh, Google Keep Google Keep is also a good app for quick notes tasks, and you can use it anywhere. Hey, thanks, Nitin. I think I do use the meeting notes feature in Teams. It's especially good for recurring meetings because it keeps everything at the same place. Absolutely agree with you on that. I haven't tried Google Keep, but won't mind actually trying it out. Okay, so that's great. Linga is asking help from all of you. He says, I have read a few books on reading speed. Still not achieved a very good reading speed. Would like to hear from people's experience. So, Linga, I would suggest that, instead of books, try these interactive sites. You can get some courses. I wouldn't mind investing in a paid course, because what happens is, when you are doing this interactively online, they ask you to read something, and then there is a comprehension test after that. Okay, the whole thing goes away, and then you have to answer something, and then you also get feedback on the effectiveness of your reading. It's not only the speed, it's also the effectiveness of your reading, right? So, I mean, we know how the analytics works in an online world, so I don't need to tell you more. But yeah, that's something that may help you. Hey, so guys, I don't see any more comments, and I think we are just on. We are at 5:56. I was thinking of finishing this in 45 minutes, but it still took an hour. And thank you so much. We had some new audience today. Thank you guys for attending this. This is again a vast subject. We couldn't cover everything here. But I guess we get the basics. Learn typing. Be open to experimenting with new tools, and definitely try out ChatGPT in different ways. Just experiment and have fun with ChatGPT. It's a good secretary to have. By the way, the code name for ChatGPT in our team is secretary. So we are like, hey, secretary, say check kiya kya? Okay, so guys, it's available free to you. Please do use it. And before I drop off, thank you and once again, everyone. Very engaging session. A lot of questions, a lot of validations. I found there are two other guys who know typing and who are kind of using it in the same way that I do. And I know a lot of you are watching the recording of this session. So whoever is doing that, thank you as well for watching this recording. So guys, everyone, please enjoy your weekend, and see you after 2 weeks. Bye bye. Have a great weekend.